Hello, grade 4, and welcome back for day 2 of creating our Collagraph prints. Last class, you should have finished creating your stamp using foam as well as corrugated cardboard pieces. I hope that you have filled enough of your stamp so that there's not too big of gaps in between your different shapes. If you have not finished this, you need to go ahead and fill in some of those spaces. Now let's talk about the techniques of printmaking that we will use today. The materials you will have are 2 trays at your table. One tray is shared between 2 different people, as well as what is called a brayer, which is the roller that we apply the ink with. The brayer is held with your thumb down, not like a fist pounding. This can help us to push, pick up, and push. You'll have A4 paper, your stamp, and the last thing is some water-based ink. So it can be washed off with just water. You don't have to use soap to wash it. We are going to apply a line of ink to the top above where there is a section that I have marked for you on your tray. This is because our ink should stay up here. This is where it lives, but down here is where the work is done. So it travels down here to go to work. We are using our brayer to push, pick up our ink. The purpose is not to spread the ink all over the tray, but instead to get the ink evenly coated on our brayer. Today we will be using red ink so that you can observe how easily you are getting it spread onto the black brayer. Holding your tray down, grab the amount of ink that you need to properly get it covered on the brayer. This section down here should only be as wide and as tall as the brayer you are using. Do you hear the sticky sound? That is a good sign. It means that my ink is getting spread appropriately onto my brayer. Twist it to see how it's doing. Sometimes our brayers have little nicks or dents in them, which prevents it from getting ink in all the places, but it will still be effective. I think that I'm ready to transfer my ink onto my stamp and then onto my paper. My stamp, I want to hold in a place where there is no pieces and begin rolling back and forth on my stamp. You'll notice my brayer is starting to get kind of dry, which means I need to apply more ink. This process may take a little bit of time for you to roll it onto your brayer and then transfer onto your stamp. Today you will be able to do at least 2 prints with your stamp. The first one, sometimes I think we should give ourselves a little grace to know that it may not turn out perfect, but we're still going to use it as a learning opportunity of how much ink to use. You'll notice I've placed my stamp down on the same side that my name is. That's okay, because it's always important that if we don't write our name when we first print, we can always go back and write it after we're done. Now that my stamp is on my paper, take your hands and firm but gently rub the back of your stamp, transferring all that ink onto your paper. Try not to poke or smack. It's just a gentle, firm rubbing, like a massage. Getting all the sides covered before lifting your stamp off your paper. Ooh, very interesting. Let's take a look at how my print went. I can see there's a few places that are a little bit dry looking, but overall, I think the amount of ink that I used was appropriate. Next time, I may want to add more ink to the top here so that I can spread it onto my brayer. Once I'm done with this print, I should keep my stamp at my table, put my print on the drying rack, and grab a second piece of paper to do another print, working together with my partner to share the materials. Okay, grade 4, happy printing!